you know how you haven't seen an old friend in a while?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's right. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, sure,
and I missed you.
Sure.
You know, I've always enjoyed my time together, especially since I'm always there for you.
Where are you going with this?
You know what? No. I missed this. I missed it. And for a flash last night it returned.
It is.
For a flash last night it returned. You know, my old friend, the conversation is Brock Purdy a franchise quarterback? Wow. It popped up. It flashed again. Somebody who's talking in front of a microphone today may have texted everybody in the group last night in all caps. Mac Jones watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not alone in that. And by the way, I've been very pro Purdy this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just kind of missed it.
Man, he was terrible.
I missed it. It's been a while. You know, it's been a while.
Bad.
It's been a while. I guess it reared back up when he signed his $55 million a year contract.
Well, how's that looking today?
And then you know, he did throw a game-winning pass with damn near a torn-up toe in Seattle against the Seattle team that's hardly lost since then. Finding Jake Tonjes in the end zone.
Feels like that was a miracle
season. Jake Tonjes' season occurred in week 1, but no. And then he went away. Then he came back too soon, and everyone's like, okay, we'll just blame it on the toe. And then he came back last week and looked really good in Arizona. And you can say, hey, everybody looks good in Arizona. Fine. Okay. Fine.
It's almost like you can read my mind.
No, I can read all your minds because I know you represent the sports id of our 2025 world. Sometimes, Chris.
I have been very pro Purdy this season.
Which is why you're so fabulous at Overreaction Monday and Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday coming up with all the subject matters.
Well, I would stay tuned for
I got
today.
you, but it's been a while. So Purdy throws an interception, and then he throws another interception. And then he threw another one. Yeah, he threw okay, 3.
In a row.
Oh.
Yeah, in a row.
In a row. And by the way, J.C. Horn, during that stretch, J.C. Horn became the first Carolina Panther in team history to come up with multiple interception games in a single season.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
This just in.
He's really good. And the Carolina Panthers were in this football game. They were in it. The fact that Purdy threw 3 straight interceptions is a major reason why. But so is Christian McCaffrey. So is Kittle, and so is Juwan Jennings, and so is the way it goes in San Francisco. They're 8-4. You are what you are. Mm-hmm. And what they are is a team that has now won 2 in a row with Brock Purdy at the quarterback spot. Purdy making the throws necessary, the runs necessary. At one point, it looked like he was dead to rights in the pocket, and he pulled the ball down, and he made a play fake, got out of the pocket, made another fake. That's why Steve Young says use your legs a lot. Steve Young knows all about that. Constantly counseling Purdy to do both, run and pass. Don't force it. And all 3 of his interceptions came on deep throws down the field, 20 or more air yards, all 3 of them. When he's under 20 air yards, 23 of 29 with a passer rating just south of 106 and a touchdown and no picks. So, not pretty, but at the end of the day, McCaffrey getting it done. I called my shot again earlier this year. In the same way I said this would be the year Matthew Stafford would make the Hall of Fame in the mind's eye of anybody else who had doubts coming in. I think I've been proven correct on that front. I told you Christian McCaffrey is a Hall of Famer. We're watching a Hall of Famer at work, and I understand the pushback about what his sometimes availability is, and you know, I understand. I told you once upon a time my son is in a fantasy league where somebody named their team Christian McCaffstrain, which I think kind of sets it up. But Christian McCaffrey, coming off of last season's disaster of being healthy, now leads the National Football League in receptions. Ooh, 81 of them. It's not Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's not name them. 81 receptions and 1,581 scrimmage yards. That's his 10th game of the season in which he's had at least 100 scrimmage yards. He's the only player with 9 or more. And how about this one? This is a good one. He's got 5 games of 30 or more touches. 5 of them.
Imagine that.
Only player with multiple such games this year. The last player to have as many games in a season with 30 or more touches. I'll give you the year. You want to take a shot?
Okay.
2017. 2017. Is that the famous year of Billy Joel's Miami? Mike? Right?
Todd Gurley?
No. Right position.
Zeke?
No. You mentioned him the other day in reference to somebody kind of surfing around on the field like Jerry Jeudy.
Bell.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And it's obviously helpful when your quarterback's throwing interceptions and your defense has suddenly become sackless, which makes sense as the Monday night broadcast did show a split screen of both Nick Bosa and Fred Warner in their street clothes in a Levi Stadium suite. And their 13 sacks are the fewest of any team in 2025. 9 games with 1 sack or fewer than most in 2025. So these are the challenges for the 49ers moving forward, those things. They're 8-4, which isn't as good as 2 other teams in their division. And the good news is the team that's right above them in Seattle, they have won 1 game there already. And their last game of the year is against Seattle at home. Should that come down to it, they split against the Rams. So there's no tiebreak one way or the other there. They're right there in the NFC West, and they're currently in the NFC right there in the wild card spot. That's going to be tough for, say, Dallas to go catch them. They now have that tiebreak against Carolina, which is crucial. They're a half game in front of the Lions, whose next game is against the 6th seed Green Bay to kick off Thanksgiving. What a huge contest that is. They're a half game behind Seattle. Next game is at home against Minnesota. For Sam Darnold to make life even more miserable for the Vikings these days. So half game behind the Bears and the Eagles, 1 behind the Rams. That's how tight the NFC is that team that I just mentioned to you that is a half game behind a second-place team that's 5th in the standings and a half game behind the teams that are currently 2 and 3 in the standings in the NFC that were playing each other on Friday, and 1 game in the win column, 2 in the loss behind the top seed. It's tight. It's tight. So the Niners have question marks, but they are what they are, and what they're going to do is go into Cleveland next to take on Shedeur Sanders and the Browns. That's some must-see football viewing just to see how that one works out. So the Niners have got to be feeling good about themselves. They lost Purdy in the middle of the season. They've lost Bosa, and they've lost Warner amongst many that they have had injuries. Purdy has come back. He throws a 3-interception game, all in in 3 drives. By the way, he's the only quarterback to have a 3-interception first half of a home game in the National Football League in the last 2 years, and he's done it twice. Remember, he did it on Christmas night against the Ravens in 2023, if you remember. All of that, they're 8-4. You are what you are. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.